Hello, this is Mary Grace with Quilting Bee number 8. Thank you to all 550 of you who clicked on my last Quilting Bee video, and that's why I'm back. Actor Reese Witherspoon, I think it was, said that you had to go on 80 auditions to land a good part. So here's 8. I have a lot more to go. I'm here with my update, and I want to let you know how I'm going on my goals for 2025. First thing is, of course, my beach quilt. This is for the Friendship Guild quilt show coming up in April, and I need to put a tag on it. Date and tag your work. They have some quilts that they think Martha Washington did, but they're not sure. And what much of the lost history of women is we did not sign our quilts. So make sure you date and put a name on your quilt. I just dug up some cross-stitch or embroidered pillowcases that I think my Aunt Marion did. I'm not sure. Could have been my grandmother. Please always date and sign your quilts. I went to a stitching day recently with some friends, and I was asking them, what do you like and not like about videos? And they said, haul. And I get that, but I'm going to talk a little bit about haul here, only because it's important to this quilt. See this quilt? I did, on the back, you can really see it. See my long stitch, hand done stitches? My thimble kept rubbing on my finger the wrong way. I poked the heck out of my finger, which I know is part of the quilting tradition, but oh wow, I got pulled strand. Got to work on that. But I wanted to try out different types of thimbles, and I went on Amazon, and they had this little, first of all, it comes in this cute little red case, and it's this quilting case. Look, it has those thimbles. This is the thimble I'm most interested in because that way my nail could pop out. It has rubber thimbles. It came with some needles. It came with some leather ones. It came with these weird leather ones. Now, I know for like the 20 thimbles that are in the cute little red case, none of them are going to be high quality. That's okay. I'm just trying them all out. It's my goal. Silicone one. And when I find the one I like, I will get the more high quality one of the one I like. But, Amazon, cute little red kit of a bagillion thimbles that if you're not sure which thimble you want to use, you could at least try them all out. Next, after the beach quilt comes my charity one. As you know, I said I want my quilt guild. This is part of their charity work. They do quilts. Two cool things about this piece. First of all, it always gives you the patterns A, B, C, which, animals, bears, coral. And then my off block. Remember from an earlier video I said, so funny. This one was missing a block, just like the other one had an extra block. It wasn't missing, of course. I found it later. I had stitched two together, but at that point I had already added this block here and to the other corner here, and I wasn't going back. And as much as I say I'm not going back, which if you watched my videos from my first videos when I was talking about the Montgomery County Challenge and not going back, I don't usually go back, but I must have re-sewn the center one like 3 times because the points were so far off. Honestly, when my points come together, it's luck or magic or maybe practice, which is why I continue to do these. And also I do want to do a little bit of charity with the Quilt Guild because that's what they want to do today. So that's number 2 on my list. Number 3 is my tree. Okay, look, I have reached the top of the tree. I don't know how far up I want to go with my quilt. I don't know if I want to do another full sky up here or just leave it there, which would match the bottom. Because see at the bottom down here, it goes up for the tree, and then you have the grass. Actually, it's easier to see from the back here. See, like there's the tree, and there's the grass, and that's easier to see. So I think I might do the same type of thing up the top. Definitely at least a third place quilt if I'm lucky. I have learned a lot from this quilt. I have learned that I do not like to use variegated thread. That was a bad call, but I just kept going with it. I have learned, I learned the niftiest little trick. I was just freehanding the hexagons in the middle of the hexagon, but I saw somebody use an even smaller hexagon and outline the crease, and then you stay in the crease, and wow, that was brilliant. So again, another thing learned. I technically ran out of white backing, and I went to Joann Fabrics to find backing, and it's not quite the white, same shade of white, but it's a back. It's fine. I'm not going to drive myself crazy. I'm not going back to look for white material. I have a lot of threads to cut back here. I will do that. So that is quilt number 3, and it's on my list. Quilt number 4 is the panel quilt that I'm doing. My first panel quilt, exploring panel quilts. Here we go. Now, I talked about doing the lines for the States. I decided that was going to drive me crazy. So I did the longitude lines, and I decided that was brilliant, and latitude lines, except for in 2 places, they really could have done this panel a bit better. See right there, the word mountain is right where the longitude or latitude line is. I'm not sure which. They could have dropped that down just a little bit. So I did stop stitching, which I'm sure will get me points off at the fair, because they're like, your stitching just stops, because you can really see it on the back that it just stops. But I'm okay with that. It's not, I'm not going, I mean, I would love to get a rosette sometime, but you have to really put in the effort to get a blue ribbon, let alone a rosette. And it's not that I'm not willing to put in the effort, but at the same time, I am kind of a just get her done kind of a person. So I've decided that I'm just doing the longitude and latitude lines, although I am going to see the outline on Alaska. I'm going to do that. And I am going to go back and do in between each little square, because I think that'll really make it look nice. And that will be enough. And I'm also going to outline the whole country. That'll put me really close on, you're not supposed to have quilting more than a hand apart. Again, there's no rules in quilting. Technically, kind of. And it's not going to be used as a blanket. It's going to be a wall hanging. My son actually likes to hang maps on his wall. And this will go very well with that theory. So, and I'm also going to buy him pins of the 3 places I've known he's been to. And that way he could put the pins on this quilt, and that would make it so much cooler. Hopefully he will like that. So that is what I did for him. Now, my concern, I wanted to show you all a lot today. At the same time, I didn't. So I wanted to get this done. But if I got this done, then I wouldn't have anything to show you in my next video. Because my next quilt is going to be another octagonal quilt, another hexagon quilt. Because I really like quilt as you go theory. I have a lot to learn. And I like I just like it, okay? We'll just go with that. I just like it. So I was driving through Pennsylvania, and I said to my GPS, find me the local quilt store. And it took me to In Stitches, which honestly is half the size of Capital Quilts. But, oh my goodness, they had the coolest material for my next quilt. And I'm showing you this only because it is for my very next quilt, and because I have never seen such a cool piece of material. Look, no quilt police. It has all the different descriptions of things that you do with quilting. Has all the different types. Eat, sleep, shop, quilt. This is going to be the perfect little thing for my next hexagonal quilt. And look at this cool red Singer. Again, all the cool things. They had all these cool sewing projects. All my crazy quilt stitches. All my sewing machines and everything. And then this panel. For the other next quilt I want to do. Look at this panel. I want to do a quilt of some kind that has sewing machines on it. And then, of course, I showed this awesome panel to my friend, and she said, wow, that would make a great craft bag, project bag. I was like, damn, now I need another one of these panels. That was very hard to find. But it's, I mean, just look at the sewing machine on this panel. I just love it. So, and at the same quilt store, it's wool work, which is like my next quilt thing, that quilt related, quilt adjacent thing that I want to do. And again, on this quilt that I have in the plan, it's going to have one panel that's like a machine, one panel with a cross stitch machine, one panel with a black work machine, anyways, that's the whole idea, is to do a whole bunch of sewing machines in all different ways. Maybe even a button sewing machine. I don't know, I wanted to have like all the different fiber types you could do on one quilt, but I'll have them all be sewing machines, although I might have some sewing baskets, because from my great book from the 1980s, hold on to your stash. Don't hold on to your stash. Hold on to your stash. This one happens to have a outline piece of, not of a sewing machine, but of a sewing basket with all the pieces in it. So that is what I'm going to use that for. I'm also going to use it for my quilt adjacent bear. This is my second crazy quilt adjacent bear. The first one was a dog. I've got started the second one here, and again, these two bears are from this book, because bears were very popular back in the 80s. So that is everything I have on my list. Again, thank you if you've made it